Welcome. We are gathered here today not merely to study some historical text, but to begin an initiation into a sacred art. An art for those of you who seek not just to learn, but to truly receive wisdom in its purest, most profound form.
These are the words that open the gateway. Right from the start, they tell us where this profound knowledge comes from. It's not a product of human invention, but of divine revelation. So let's step through that gateway together and explore the nature of this sacred transmission.
The story begins here, right in the heart of the temple. King Solomon, deep in a moment of prayer, is visited by the angel Pamphilius. And you see, it's not a book that's given to him, but golden tablets, inscribed by the very hand of God. This is the foundation of the art's authority, a direct, uncorrupted line from heaven to humanity's wisest king.
So what is the promise that was etched onto these tablets? It's the promise of an illuminated mind. The Ars doesn't offer a simple shortcut, but a complete transformation, a way to enhance your own mental faculties, to gain mastery over both earthly and celestial knowledge through a direct communion with the divine.
And now we arrive at its formal name, the Ars Notoria, or the notary art. What really defines this art is its method. You have to understand, this isn't a magic of coercion or of command. It is a theurgic system, a divine work that operates through prayer, through ritual, and through a deep meditative focus on sacred figures, seeking to align the soul with the divine will.
At the very core of this entire practice are the notae. Now, these are not mere symbols or just pretty illustrations. Think of them as keys or as conduits. Each notae is a complex diagram, a kind of visual prayer, designed to structure the practitioner's mind and open a channel for angelic communication and the direct transmission of knowledge.
This is the first figure of grammar, the very bedrock of the 7 liberal arts. By inspecting this figure, by meditating on its lines and the sacred names held within it, the practitioner begins to internalize the very structure of language, not as a set of man-made rules, but as a divine order.
But the power of the notae extends far beyond just academic subjects. Here we see a figure for theology designed for grasping divine mysteries, right beside a figure for chastity. And this is a crucial distinction. The art is not merely about illuminating the intellect, it's also about purifying the spirit. It demands that we cultivate virtue.
The prayers themselves are composed in what you might call a celestial language. It's a sacred hybrid of Greek, Hebrew, and Chaldean, containing angelic names and what are known as voces magicae, magical words of power. These aren't meant to be fully understood by our rational minds, but to be spoken with devotion, vibrating with the power of that original revelation given to Solomon.
Okay, so having understood the tools, we must now understand the work itself. And let me be clear, this is not some simple incantation spoken in an afternoon. The attainment of this sacred knowledge requires a profound spiritual commitment, a path of unwavering devotion.
The ritual, you see, is a highly structured and disciplined process. It all begins with 15 days of purification, fasting, confession, and constant prayer. The timing has to be precise, perfectly aligned with the cycles of the moon and the canonical hours of prayer. Sacred leaves are consecrated, and then the practitioner must wait. They must receive a vision, a dream from an angel, granting them permission to continue. Only then can the true work, the deep, meditative inspection of the notae begin.
At a key moment in the ritual, the practitioner recites this verse from Psalm 118, and it really is the heart of the practitioner's intention. It's not a demand, but a humble plea. Teach me goodness and discipline and knowledge. And the order there is so significant. Moral purity and self-control must come before wisdom.
This moral foundation leads us to a most solemn warning embedded within the art itself. This knowledge is a gift. It is offered, not taken. To approach this sacred work with an impure heart, with arrogance, or without that explicit permission granted in a vision, well, that is to invite disaster.
The text contains a truly stark cautionary tale. One of Solomon's own favorites, in a state of drunkenness and completely unprepared, attempted to use the prayers. He was immediately struck down by 4 avenging angels who stripped him of his senses and his intellect, leaving him empty for the rest of his life. The art demands absolute reverence.
So, for the devoted practitioner who follows the path with purity and discipline, what is the reward? Mastery of the 7 liberal arts, the complete foundation of all scholastic and philosophical knowledge in the medieval world.
And here they are, laid out for us. You have grammar, logic, and rhetoric, the trivium, the arts of language and thought. And then arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy, the quadrivium, the arts of number and the cosmos. The art promises perfect fluency, perfect mastery, and all of them.
Now, the question of how precisely the Notae achieve this, that's been contemplated for centuries. Are they the ultimate ars memorae, a divine art of memory that provides a mental architecture to store vast knowledge? Or is their function more direct, more mystical? Are they synthemata, divine symbols that act as visionary conduits, directly opening the mind to angelic instruction? Perhaps in the sacred space of practice, the truth isn't one or the other. Perhaps it encompasses both.
You see, the revelation given to Solomon wasn't an end, it was a beginning. The original Ars Notoria became the seed for a whole tradition of notary magic, a corpus of related writings that adapted, simplified, and expanded upon the original work over many, many centuries.
From that original revelation, the tradition just flowered into so many different directions. The Ars Nova offered a simpler system of prayer. The Opus Oprum created a totally distinct 3-month regimen. Later on, we see even more condensed versions like the Ars Brevis and Ars Abbreviata. And then there's the Ars Paulina, which focuses the power of the art specifically on achieving mastery of theology. Each text is a unique branch from that one original sacred tree.
And so we end where we began, with the nature of knowledge itself. The Ars Notoria suggests that true wisdom isn't something we construct, but something we receive. It's a gift just waiting to be bestowed. And this leaves us with a final guiding question for our own path. If knowledge is a gift from heaven, what door, within ourselves, must we first open to be worthy of receiving it?